No, my lawyer said I can't be Stevie Nicks. I'm just a generic, non-specific look-alike.
And welcome to the generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast. I'm your co-host, Randy.
And I'm Anthony. And Randy, we have the specialist guest we've ever had, I
I
think.
am so excited for today. We are continuing our countdown to Night of a Thousand Stevies, which is coming up in just a few weeks. And we have one of the legendary performers from Night of a Thousand Stevies past. Bella Donna is joining us here today. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to be here.
Oh, it's
And
our pleasure.
It
Absolutely.
that
we've
was
Bella
been
Donna, I
my
can't
soul.
sing. Okay.
ah, okay, we could just have a sing along. Let's just have a sing along.
Let's do it. I don't care. Everybody needs to just sing.
No speed limit. Why am
Thank
I
you.
doing it as Cher? I don't
Right?
This is the fast lane.
Ho!
Stevie don't
Okay,
share.
now. Well, we want to thank you for taking the time to do this. We interviewed Chi Chi not too long ago, and she could not stop singing your praises when we were getting ready for all of this. And she's like, I know just the performer you need to talk to. And so we wanted to welcome you to the show and kind of ask you at the beginning, how did you encounter, what was your first Stevie Nicks encounter? How did you encounter her music?
Stevie Nicks, the first time I encountered her music, it was Christmas in 1982. So I was uh, just probably, what, 14 or 13 or something. Anyway, my older brother had asked for this album because there was a song out, the single. It was um, Leather and Lace. My brother liked that song, so he requested that album, whatever. So I had no idea who this person was, Stevie Nicks, whatever. Um, but my mom got him the album, or Santa, or whoever got him the album. And so on Christmas morning, he opens this album, and that's it. It became my album. I don't even know if he had a chance to listen to it because I just saw the cover, everything about it. I have a love of calligraphy. So the logo type with her name and Belladonna,
Right?
that was
Yeah.
like wow. Which uses Harrington font and um,
Okay, with the
Old
font.
English.
I love
That's
that.
what they
I
did.
am such a font geek too,
Oh
so
my
that
gosh.
makes me so happy.
Right.
That's what I went to school for, and I love lettering, and so there was that, and then there's her and all this white chiffon glory, heels like this, the leg warmers, the layers, the pose, the bird, her eyes, everything, the hair. Not this hair, but I actually did make a wig to model that. But her hair, I didn't realize it was a perm at that time. But everything was just like wow. And then, we took out the album, and this is an actual album.
So you
So
didn't even
back in
hear it
those
Yeah.
yet.
days, right? I haven't heard it. You take it out, you put it on. It has the lyrics, the sleeve, the liner notes, everything. I soaked it all in. The lyrics, everything about it. Her voice. Whoa, who is this enchanting woman? That was it. Like I was like done. I'm off. I'm like in Stevie Land forever. And
I
that's how she came into my life. And
Belladonna, I love it because the headline for you is She Had Me at Typography.
Right?
she's
Oh,
always had some great lettering on her albums, and
right?
which
Like
is
all of her
Like it's
logos
like
have
music.
been
Does she
amazing.
sing? Right?
right.
Right.
So I love that attention to that detail. But it was the whole
Sure.
package
The
from
whole
the
package,
beginning, and
yeah.
it's always been. It's every little detail. The the girl sitting, posing, like whatever. Every album, all of the stuff speaks
You're
to
right,
the theme of
because
that album.
even on, especially on Belladonna, because she had something to prove, I think, to herself and to others.
In the
every
world.
track, every little nuance was checked off. You're right. And that's because she was so probably incredibly like persistent about it to the producers. Like, what about this? What about that?
But that shows
That's a
you how
really good point.
what a see? Something you don't realize as a young child. You see this, it's all airy fairy, it's magical, it's this and that. But as you get older, and you realize just how hard she worked at all of this. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
just
know,
to do an album, but everything else she was, yeah. So she,
yeah, you're
So
absolutely right because she was treated, especially back then, as that airy fairy, like she was just the girl singer in the band, and
Lindsay was like, she's so flaky. I don't know why people like it.
right,
Yeah,
and she actually had a vision for what she did and
right.
how she put her albums together and
And
how
she
she put her
made that
songs
vision
together.
happen.
yeah,
That's
she was,
right.
Right,
I envy that from a young age, she knew exactly
right.
that,
Hmm.
Not here.
once in a million years, a
Right.
lady like her, like,
Well, that's
Wild
right.
that's what
days.
she is.
Don't make me sing, Bella Donna. I'm awful at it.
I love it
But
though.
so one of the questions I had for you was when's the first time you did drag? And I wondered if you did Stevie drag I mean, other kinds of drag before Stevie drag, but obviously not at 14.
Well,
So,
actually, so technically, I mean, I always loved dressing up for Halloween. That was my favorite holiday. And if I
okay.
could be a witch or a gypsy, I was that. I was a devil, other things too. But and then as I got older, it's on Halloween you can do that. So when I was about 13, so technically my first drag was at that age, and I dressed up as Donna Summer from the cover of Bad Girls, and I went out trick or treating, and that was my Halloween costume. So it was, I mean, the curly hair, the
Okay.
black slip, the heels, everything, the blue workman shirt,
Toot
every
toot.
detail
Hey. No,
was.
is that the
Beep
wrong?
beep.
But fast forward about 18 years, and so now I'm about 30, and I saw my first drag show, believe it or not, here in Santa Barbara. A new friend I had met invited me come, to my birthday show, and I get there, and it's a drag show. I've never seen a drag show. So I'm just like, wait, what are these people doing? And this is like, what? This is me in my room, with the wigs and my mother's stuff in front of the mirror with the brush.
Right.
Excuse me. And they're there, doing this. And in fact, one of the Rest of Soul, Madam X was the entertainer, one of the entertainers, and she did, because the dance had just come out that year in April. Yeah, April or May. So she did the landslide version from the dance, and I was like, wow, oh my gosh, this is. She was very artistic in her interpretation, so it wasn't a full-on
Hmm.
like, wow, there's Stevie Nicks, but the whole show inspired me. So then the next month, I approached another friend who was having a birthday drag show. Can I be in it? And of course you can be in. I mean, I've never done drag, but he had faith in me, so thank you. And so from then on, I decided, we had to do two numbers. So the first number was, uh, again, from the dance album, Silver Springs.
Oh,
And I did that full on. I made the Bella Donna outfit, the whole thing,
oh,
the
wow.
hair. Well, actually, I can't say the hair because the hair was mine. I used to have really long hair. It's dark and curly, but as time went on, it got more like this. So that was my goal. So my hair was getting, total Bon Jovi 80s, rocker type thing. But I did that, and then I closed my second performance that night was very authentic Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart. And I say
Ooh.
authentic because there was a lot of Southern Comfort involved. And I do remember the night, but it was incredible. That was my first performance, and I got a standing ovation. I don't think people
That's
were
awesome.
expecting a Janis Joplin, because you have, Cher, Barbra Streisand back 30 years ago. This is going.
Right.
They were more popular, And then I came out and I did this Janis Joplin and Stevie Nicks thing, and it was like, what? So, and that's how it started. That was
Wow.
my first drag experience.
If I could take a time machine and go back, I would
Wow, great.
love to
I'm
see
with you.
your Janis Joplin. That would be amazing.
Oh, thank you. I've done it throughout my drag career now and then. You can go on YouTube and
Hmm.
search Bella Donna Santa Barbara. Some videos should come up, and there's a couple of me doing Janis Joplin too. So
It's amazing.
So you had done in your first like performance Stevie Nicks and Janis Joplin. What made you decide to kind of gravitate towards Stevie and adopt the Bella Donna persona? And how did that come to be?
I don't think there was any choice in that matter. It was already
That is the right answer. That is
it.
absolutely the right answer.
It was, what are you going to do? You know, and immediately I gravitated towards Stevie Nicks. This is what I want to do. But I'm always, and to this day, I still tell myself, like, kind of, you need to get your own life, kind of thing, if you can understand that. But I was so I love Janis Joplin. I have such an affinity, but I kind of um, like I would just do the Belladonna era Stevie Nicks. I mean, this is '80s. I decided to go with this wig today, even though the rest of the outfit isn't really that. But I would just do that. But it's kind of like mix it up. But it just came. I was like, I need to do Stevie Nicks, of course. And well, what's your name going to be? Well, Belladonna, which means beautiful woman. So anytime somebody says that, whether I look like a hot mess or whatever, they're saying you're a beautiful woman. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
kind of like
So
they're
your
saying that.
dress is the wrong color, but you should have giant red hair ribbons in your hair. If that's,
Over
I'm
here.
seeing like
Yeah,
other side of
you're
the mirror
right.
hair. You know what I
It
mean?
used to it used to have. In fact, you obviously when she dyed that hair.
Hmm.
So here's an interesting little story. Right before I started doing this, I mean that whole year before I did my first show was I had just come out of a very intense heartbreak. Um, that's a whole nother story. But at one point a friend of mine and she's like, you want to go to Arizona? Sure. So we took a road trip. This is on January 1st of that year. And so we go to Arizona. We're driving around trying to find, a Shangri-La thing, whatever. I don't know if we ever found a Camelback Mountain. But we did go up to Silver Spring Emporium, which
Really?
her mother owned. It was above Phoenix
Hmm.
on the way to Payson, and we stopped there, and it's just this like if you go into an antique store kind of a thing where there's tons of stuff, a lot of Hopi dolls. That's the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
indigenous tribes of Arizona. So her mother like had an affinity for these dolls. She sold them, and there was a lot of stuff, not just Stevie stuff. So there was clothes, and I said, how do I know if this belonged to Stevie or what? And it had an S on the
Oh,
tag.
wow.
Just the price tag. It had an S. I mean, it belonged to her. So, this big long
Like
story.
her mom wasn't there in the
Her mom
store,
was
was she?
not there.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it was
Gotcha.
somebody working there, and so I was
Okay.
Hmm.
talking to them and that. And
Because I would have
no,
had to be like,
unfortunately,
do you have any extra lamps?
Yeah.
right? The blue
Yeah.
lamp. The stuff that was there, I tried on this. I thought it was a hat, a ruffled cap.
Okay.
I did buy it. It turns out, and then I see a picture. She's holding it. It was her purse, drawstring purse. So I had that. But I bought a shirt that's that burnout velvet. It's black. And when I got it home, under the collar, I see this little hair sticking out. And so I very carefully pulled that hair, and it's about this long, and it's blonde and red.
Is it in a baggie? That's right.
It's yes, it's well protected and in a
So we can
safe.
do a Jurassic
No.
Park kind of thing on it.
Right?
Okay,
Like
I'm down. I'll donate money to
DNA.
Steve.
I don't know if it
Yeah.
has the end tag on it, whatever. But yeah, it was stuck in there, and I was like, but it's that. It's from that era where she had that blonde with the
Oh,
red.
wow.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure there are some viewers and listeners right now thinking that's creepy. I don't care. I want a Stevie Nicks hair too, Belladonna.
You know, it's not Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, going
I
into the
was just about to
restroom,
say, put it in a locket and
It's
wear it.
right?
adjacent. It's adjacent to Priscilla, right?
It's very close. It is very, very close.
It's
I'm writing the
not.
movie in my head right now.
It's not that.
For a number of
But
years, I did have a fork that Vanessa Williams had used at a restaurant, but I don't have anything. You know,
Oh my goodness.
that is
Oh,
awesome.
that is really cool.
Randy, do you want to go?
Yeah. So now you've created your Belladonna persona. How did you hear about Night of a Thousand Stevies and how
I've
did you
been
get
trying to think
involved?
of that. Night of a Thousand Stevies. I think what it was, because obviously back then, um, we didn't
What
have all
what
this.
year
So
was it, if you remember? Was
it
it
was
the first
19.
one or
No, they started what she said 91, 92,
Yeah.
91, I
Hmm.
think, yeah.
91. So this was 90. I turned 30 in 97, and that's when I started doing drag. So it would have been 98,
Okay.
Okay.
because it happens in the spring, and I started drag in September of 1997, and it had to be probably on the Knicks Fix or something. I don't know if you know what that was.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So that was, we didn't have all this social media, so it was like the Ledge, I think, was one site,
Oh my
and
God.
I don't go there. That's
You
scary, but yeah.
it
right,
it
and the
used to
Knicks
not
Fix.
be though.
Now
It used
they
to be pretty
have the
cool.
Agatha thing from the Priscilla. They have that on the list.
um, anyway, it was on one of those sites, and I think there also was an article in a magazine. I mean, I was out here, so I'm trying to think of what magazine, maybe the LA Weekly or something. Anyway, it talked about that. So I contacted them and I said, this is what I do. What do I have to do? And I sent them pictures. I don't know if I sent a video. Did we have video? It would have to have been like
Maybe.
Right, like a VHS.
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
VHS,
VHS or
yeah.
something. But I contacted them, and from the get go, it was, oh, yes, yes. Like they were very enthusiastic, Chi Chi and Johnny. And what an experience. It just went so smoothly. I was so nervous because I had just started drag. I don't even know the community. Plus, even though I grew up upstate New York to me, to a lot of people, is like, it's intense. So I didn't know what I was coming into. But as soon as I walked through those doors,
What was your act that first year? What did you perform?
it was Street Angel.
What?
Really?
That's a choice.
Wow.
So, yes. So mind you, I mean, somewhere there's pictures and everything. My hair was long and curly, and it had a streak. It was dark, and it had a streak of blonde in it. And I did the whole, like I said, the white belladonna outfit, but I had a black top hat. It was very, and because you could smoke in bars then. So I had a
Right.
tambourine, and I had a cigarette. It was total like,
Oh my God, I hope that's on YouTube somewhere. I want to see
I'm
that
sure
So
they
you
so
have
did
it.
you
badly.
did that title track, Street Angel? That's the
I did
song?
that
Oh, I
Street
have to
Angel,
find
just,
that.
I've been walking under rainbow too
Yeah.
long. It's a very, like, it's an intense song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know. I love stuff like that. And I know in when Chi Chi was doing her interview, she mentioned, I love when people go deep cut.
That's why
I
Oh,
love when
Randy's
they
yeah.
when they do the popular stuff, but I also, it's just like, okay, wow, this deep
Hmm.
cut is just so special. I remember one year, one of the she was a fan dancer,
okay.
kind of striptease thing. So with that burlesque,
Oh,
everything was blue, like this color. So right then and there, she got me. Did these big blue feather fans. She did Kind of Woman That'll Haunt You.
love it.
That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Enchanting. I mean, there's so many numbers and stories and experiences that they're just amazing.
So I'm going to be performing some poetry on stage this year. I was selected.
Excellent. I love
One
that.
of
Like,
a poem I wrote Randy. I used to write all the time as a kid, as a younger person, not a kid. Randy said to me last year, "You never write poetry anymore." And I came across this ad for a call for selections to a Stevie Nicks anthology. Write a poem about Stevie Nicks. So I did it and I got accepted. So it's being published in June. So I'm going to be reading one of my poems on stage. So
Oh, and
Shameless
also, where
plug.
can we find this?
Yeah, it's called White Winged Dove.
Madville.com. You can go to madville.com to find the book. It's called White Winged Doves, a Stevie Nicks poetry anthology.
Oh my God,
It will be
I
out
need to check this
June.
out. Congratulations on that. That's
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exciting.
I'm
But
so proud of
so
him.
as a
So
first
proud.
time performer, what's your advice for me?
Soak it in and have fun. There's some of the most amazing, nicest, warmest people out there. I mean, you love Stevie. They're all Stevie lovers, but besides that, the people that run this thing are just, they're pretty incredible people. I mean, they're not just like hanging out next door kind of thing, but they're that kind of people. Like you can just chill, even though they're like, wow, they've done a lot in New York City, around the world. But they're the most down to earth people. Just amazing. I mean, you talked to Chi Chi. I watched the
Well, that was like the
interview.
first time we met her when we recorded this. So, but
Oh,
I
100%.
think she is such a delightful hoot.
Oh,
And
she is
I,
absolutely. She's
Yeah.
doing this thing, but she does not. Yeah, they're very down to earth. They're
I,
loving. They're welcoming. I miss them so much. I haven't done it since 2012.
I think we hear what you're
Oh,
saying because I think Randy and I both felt like this is our tribe. Like,
yeah,
how come I
yeah.
wish we had met them 10, 15, 20 years ago, but
But
it's
here
only
you
been
are.
a month
Yeah.
and we feel like we're in the tribe, you know.
Everything
Yeah.
in its own season.
Thank you. That's
So I
very, very
volunteered
true.
Randy to Chi Chi to do Mabel Norman next year. So let's hope he sticks
I
to
saw
it.
that. That's very daring, but it's
Yeah, I know.
brilliant.
No
I
pressure.
I
No
love it.
pressure at
No,
all.
just you know what?
Randy,
Whatever you feel, and once you get there, the crowd is just. I mean, even when we do the whole, the last um, hurrah is Edge of 17, and everybody
Yeah.
gets on the stage. You've probably seen videos, or they told you
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
the battle, I think they
The
call it,
battle,
right?
yes, the
Yeah.
battle, and it's fun. You just get up there, and everybody's taking their turn, but the people are also doing their reaching up to like
The edge
you're on
walk.
stage, Stevie Nicks, you're doing the
Yeah.
edge walk, and people are
Yeah.
just it's like I'm not Stevie, but oh my God, you just get into it, and it's just the whole thing is a big celebration.
Okay, so you're at the first one you attended and your number just ended and the crowd reacted. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I mean, I was hot, not literally high, um, but high that whole night. There was so much to take in. Um, and that was at Club Mother, which was in the
Yeah.
meatpacking district. So it was like she said, a small, multi-layered, eclectic club. The vibe was just amazing. I mean, there was a basement, and there was so much. There were so many people, so many Stevie fans. So I was taking it all in, and after performing there, I mean, I got a really good response too, and so I was just wow. And I had gone with some friends who attended with me, so they were experiencing as well. They came out from California with me. Um, the whole thing. I do remember one time though I did um, the live version of Sisters of the Moon. I edited down some of the music, but
Did you
the
have a
whole thing.
cowbell? But did you have a cowbell?
I did not have a cowbell. I
Next
had
time, Bella Donna.
some kind of prop that I. Oh, I think I had a wood block
Same thing,
Okay.
right?
to substitute.
Yes.
I don't think I could get a cowbell, but I was doing the whole thing, with the come out and doing that. Everybody was silent. I was so nervous. And then I said to her, she said, "Oh my God, that was so good." I guess this is a humble brag kind of thing. But you asked me like how I felt after. I was so, and this was after a couple of years I had done it and getting good responses and in general. I mean, because everybody's it's just amazing. It's just a love fest of Stevie and everybody there. Um, but everybody was silent, and I was like, oh my God, they hate this. They have no idea I suck. And Chi Chi was like, we were captivated.
You had them enthralled,
Yeah,
right?
I
you
was
had
like,
them right
oh.
here. You had them right here
Well,
in the
I
palm
mean,
of your
I
hand.
did, but also it's her voice. So,
Sure. She
yes,
helped a little.
you know, when that part comes on, I don't care. You just go.
Right. Yeah.
We
So,
listen to their voices,
and when she starts, I call it speaking in tongues.
That,
It's
yes,
like
exactly.
it's
Same.
coming through her. The force is, it's just her little body doesn't have the, it's just beyond what she's capable of, and it just comes out, and it's just so flowing. Oh my gosh, it's just transcendental.
I just want to point out because I think it's one of those great cosmic coincidences that we're talking about Sisters of the Moon right now. We're thinking of the speaking in tongues, and right now the Orion spacecraft is flying onto the far side of the moon as we're recording this. And I just think that's so cool.
There you go.
That is how Stevie works, as we know.
That's exactly
There
how
you
she
go.
works.
100%.
Now, Chi Chi told me a little secret that there was a West Hollywood version of Night of a Thousand Stevies, and you might know something about that.
In fact, I was reading I got out since you contacted me, I got out my boxes and pictures and photos and was going through different things. And I had a little um, email I sent to one of the previous performers, rest her soul, Nikki Six. Um, we were emailing, and yeah, I had gone to that, so I was telling her about it. It was very different.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, personally, my experience with I had like 10 friends that went down from here. So we had there was a whole experience. The show was great. Um, it just didn't have the same vibe.
Okay.
I felt it was a little more like in New York City. It's a bigger city, maybe.
Hmm.
Um, a little more freedom. I felt like LA, we were being, I don't know, it was a little bit more tension kind of a thing. Not from many of the New York people, just being there. But the other thing that I was really shocked with is I expected a bigger turnout because it's in Stevie's hometown. I mean, I also
Right.
expected
Yeah.
her to show up
Right.
for at
Yeah.
least a minute, but she didn't. Um, but I expected a bigger turnout there. I think they have a huger response in New Orleans when they do it than when they did it at LA.
Hmm.
But it was fun to do, and
Yeah.
I think that was initiated by a late friend of mine, John Forrester, who put the whole thing together. Rest his soul. A lot of people.
Do you
I've
remember
talked
what year
about,
that
oh,
was?
sorry, Randy, go ahead.
No,
What's
that's okay.
that?
Do you remember what year that was?
Yes, yes, it was. Oh wait, okay, same year. So I started in '98. It was '98.
It was 98.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, that was. Oh, now I'm getting all confused. But I
That
think that was the
happens.
same year they did Gypsy '83.
Yeah. It's right around that time. Yeah. It is. Mm-hmm.
Because they had a whole filming thing, you know, and did I want to go be a part of it? Which, yes, of course, I wanted to go be a part of it, but I had just took a vacation to New York, and it was like a month later or something.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was '98. It could have been '99, but then I think it was September or October, we did the Viper Room show
Oh, yeah.
of that year. Yeah, that was it was a fun experience.
I talked about this with Chi Chi and Randy. It was a work trip, I think to Denver one year, and I missed by one day a night of about nine Stevies. And I will regret it for the rest of my life not being there for that day. You know.
Night of about 9 Stevies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
just
my God, I have never heard of it, and I wish
it
I
was
had. And
it was a one night only kind of drag show, and I wish I
oh,
had been there to see it.
that
Yeah.
is a fabulous. I mean,
Yeah.
we've always had people here, like the promoters here. Do you want to do a Night of 1,000 Stevies thing? And um, it's just
So do
different.
your own thing.
Um,
Approximately three
Yeah.
and a half Stevies, you know?
Right.
exactly. Actually, one time for my birthday, they had a tribute show to me, which
Oh,
was obviously everybody mostly doing Stevie Nicks,
oh, I
Oh,
love that.
which that
wonderful.
was so wonderful because
That
I was
that is
like,
a
oh,
As it
this is not
should be.
something that
it's
they do, especially the younger ones, but everybody was doing it, and I was so honored. Well, first of all, it's Stevie, but then for them to do it because of me, it was really sweet. But yeah, so we kind of had a little night of 10 belladonnas.
oh, there
There
you
you
go. There
go.
you go. I like that. I like that a lot.
So, what
Oh,
year was the most recent year you did attend the Night of a Thousand Stevies in New York?
2012 was the last one I did,
And what did you perform that year?
and that I did um, Belladonna. In fact, that's it was in this outfit, which I made.
Okay.
So this is
ah,
a replica of the Belladonna outfit, only all in cobalt blue.
it's beautiful.
It is. Oh, there you
Still in
go.
colors,
Love,
and then
oh,
I
oh,
love
wish I
it.
could hit my leg that high.
I'll
My
be
leg is
crying
right now
later.
as high as I can get it, I'll just say.
Uh, I'll be taking aspirin later. Trust me. Um, and so I did Belladonna, um, in all blue. I had a different wig, but that was the look. And I have, actually it's over there. I made a blue cockatoo.
Max
So
Wellington, that's his name, right, Randy?
what is
Yep.
it?
Max Wellington.
I never knew that. That's
Yeah.
Imagine that, Max Wellington. Um, and so I did that song. In the beginning, I had a little video that told a little bit about that Christmas, where I found the album and that. And the whole time I'm standing there
I
in the
love
pose,
it.
and then for the first 2 minutes of the song, I just stood there in that pose.
Oh, I wish that was on video
Oh,
somewhere.
oh, that sounds so beautiful. So you performed for about 10 years with Night of a Thousand Seas. How did it change from the first time you performed until 2012?
Well, it definitely got bigger, which
Hmm.
for something like that, I mean, it's so obscure.
Right?
I know. I don't know if you're familiar with the other shows that they used to do. Club Mother,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Jackie 60s puts on all these. They were doing Click and Drag. They were doing all these different things, and I think they had other nights too. And like Chiefy was saying, this just even after pandemic, people
Yeah.
wanted it back,
Hmm.
and so we had to keep changing venues, getting bigger and bigger, which kind of changed the feel.
Hmm.
Um, but it was just a bigger feel. Um, the Mother, the first club, like I said, was very eclectic. All these little rooms, and it was just decorated with like gold frames and just very kind of Gothic Marie Antoinette or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Um, so yeah, it definitely grew, and the artists have changed too, from the beginning. Um, when we get older and things change, and so, but it's great because you had all these diehard, and she told you how it started, where they were all at a Stevie Nicks concert watching all these people. Like,
Yeah.
look at all these people dressed up like her. This is something. Um, and then they did it, and so back then, yeah, because everybody was dressing like her. Not me. I was a little boy, and I was like, I want to dress like that. But back then you didn't. But when once I started doing it, I have seen her. Um, one time I met her, and I'm in my. They were actually like 8-inch heels, and this wig is up to here, and my 8-inch heels, and I'm like, I'm only 5'3". I mean, she was in sandals besides. After it was after a concert, and hi, and I'm like, you know, she's, I'm thinking, what
Wait,
did
you
I?
were in drag when you met her.
Yes.
So what was her
Wow.
reaction to that?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was thinking in my head. What is she thinking? But she was just not um, like I was any other person. There was hardly any. She smiled, said hello. You know, I thanked her for. She was also. It was the time she had done a show. She had just done the show here in Santa Barbara, and she was ill.
Okay.
Oh.
So she was a little bit, but she was amazing. Yeah, she had been staying at one of the hotels, and she canceled the other tours because she had bronchitis, but she kept Santa Barbara. So that's another thing. Like, thank you for keeping
Yeah.
this
Right.
show for me because I had won front row tickets. Oh, there's a limo and meet and greet and a poster which I have
I love
signed, and
it.
um, you know, you could. She came out to sing, and she sang the first song, which was what, Dreams, right? She
Yeah.
opens with,
I
I
think
Yeah.
think.
it's not always
Um,
the same, but
Outside the
right.
rain and
oh,
dreams,
right.
Yeah.
right?
And
Like,
then she
yeah.
said, I heard it. She told how she'd been here, and you know, I heard it. I'll keep trying to sing. I have bronchitis, but you know, if I can't, I'll just talk. And the people went crazy. Like, you can do whatever you want. And if you
Love
want to tell us
it.
stories, we're here for it. But
That's
she
wonderful.
sang, she sounded amazing. You know, everybody was giving her that love and energy, and she got through that whole. She sounded great. In fact, I acquired a CD of the whole
Oh,
concert
really?
here,
Oh,
and in
wow.
fact,
Oh,
on the Crystal
awesome.
Visions,
Mm-hmm.
um,
That's
the
the yeah, that's
Santa Barbara, the
the
Rhiannon
Rhiannon. Yeah.
is
Oh,
on that.
wow.
You can hear me yelling and singing along. No, I'm kidding. Thank God you can't.
That's you.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
But
You
afterwards, we went to the behind, and we were all lined up, and you could tell like she came out. She was tired. She had taken off her boots. She had on sandals. She was walking to her limo. Somebody came up to her and whispered something in her ear and pointed to us, and she just,
Aw.
you
oh,
know, as tired as
oh.
she was, she just was
Mhm.
like, "That's her. These are my fans. They're here to me." And so it wasn't like a, you know, mingling and all this. It was very subtle, but she was so gracious, and it was an amazing
I love that
experience.
story.
Oh, me too. I'll be thinking
Brandy,
of that every time I listen to Crystal Visions now.
there you go. Now I have to go seek it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So of all the nights of 1,000 Stevies, is there an act that wowed you more than any other that wasn't you? It just sticks in your head.
I think the one I described about the dancer doing the burlesque
The
too, because
burlesque.
it was
Kind
so
of woman.
moody. But there
Okay.
were so many things. I mean, when Basil Twist did his whole gypsy, he recreated the gypsy video. You
Hmm.
posted it with these little dolls. Like,
Right?
what? You have people singing. I mean, there's just so many different. Um, Sweetie, rest her soul, was one of the. She was very. I don't know if you know, if you've ever seen her perform, but she used to perform a lot in New York City. She's no longer with us, but I remember she did. Has anyone ever written anything for you?
Mm,
Awesome.
Is her
mm,
presence? It was a lip sync.
hmm.
Back then, most of them were lip syncs. Just her presence was. It was phenomenal, and the presentation of that song is one thing that she did. I'll never forget.
Oh,
But there was just so many different. There's so many different connections. I mean, that year I performed in New York City. I was with some friends. They took a random picture of the crowd, like held up the camera. In August, I went to see Stevie Nicks at Shoreline Amphitheater, which is up farther north by San Francisco. So it was a trek there. That's a whole nother story, which I would love to tell you sometime because it's just enchanted. Um, but throughout this, I ran into these two people that helped me like find a seat. Bella Donna, sit here, kind of thing. You know, I was trying to get closer. It was we saw you in New York City. They were at the New York City show. They were also here to see Stevie Nicks in concert. So they were like the Grateful Dead people, that go all around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they were doing. Anyway, then like a month later, my friend got his pictures developed. These are not cell phones. These are pictures. You send the film
Sure.
in, remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I sure
Amongst the
do.
pictures that he took of the crowd, those two people that I saw in August are the only two people in the whole crowd looking directly at the camera. It was like, what?
Wow.
Like, these are those people. And then since we had become friends after that.
Sure.
But just there's so many different amazing stories and that link to. I mean, I know a lot of people on my Facebook is
Hmm.
are friends that I met way back then.
I
These
love
And
it.
you
Stevie
just
fans.
made two more friends
Yes, you
tonight.
did.
So, and
I'm honored.
we
Our
love you
Bella
for that.
Donna.
That's so sweet. I
It
hope
will.
I'm gonna miss, obviously miss the show and seeing you guys, but hopefully there will be videos because now that we're in the day and age of all this easy technology, they've been going up, and I definitely enjoy them.
Yeah. And Randy and I are going to be helping Chi-Chi's crew videotape as much as we can while we're there.
Oh,
And Randy
good.
Yeah.
better get a good video of me or we're in trouble.
Are you going
Maybe.
to dress?
I'm not going to be in
Oh,
drag, but I'm going to be in my version of drag.
Yes, of
Yes.
your
Oh yeah.
a lot of people do that. In
Yeah.
fact, she mentioned Dean Johnson used to be he started with the whole poem. Wasn't that the whole thing that she was saying? He did a poem.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
Dean Johnson was
Yeah, we had reached out because the we want to do a red carpet kind of thing out front. We were calling it the purple carpet. What Stevie are you? And so it went from there to like maybe we could, help her and then I could be on stage. So there's a lot going on that weekend for us.
Yeah. And neither of us has ever been to Night of a Thousand Stevies before. So this is our first time. It's been a
Yeah,
bucket list for both of us for years.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
you won't be
Uh,
sorry. I've never been to. Where is it now? It's at Irving Plaza.
Irving. Yeah.
Irving. Mhm.
I don't. I The last one I did was it was still at the High Line
Okay. Okay.
Ballroom.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
never been to Irving Plaza, but that's going to be quite amazing. I can't wait to see you guys.
Well, we have just really enjoyed this so much tonight. This has been really amazing. Thank you for taking the time to do
I'm
this.
Absolutely.
so honored
Really.
to do this. Thank you. It
Oh,
really
you don't
and
be
it's
honored.
Uh,
We're honored. And you
we,
can call us, reach out anytime you want to come back and talk to us, and we will hear every story you want to tell us.
yeah,
We are so
we will do a
excited.
whole episode on that little strand of red hair.
let's do that. And also, I have a letter from her.
Okay, that's
Awesome.
episode number two. And then we'll be able to let Anthony tell you his story of when he got to meet her.
Oh my gosh!
Which we
Yes.
haven't done
Yeah,
yet, which also involves a limo.
it does
So,
involve a limo.
Okay, we'll have to
Yeah.
compare those notes.
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to compare. And
Well,
I'll
I
just
have
sit
one more
here
question,
being,
Randy. It was the one you and I
yeah.
talked about. Bella Donna, when you look back across Bella Donna across all these years, how have you changed? What does she mean to you? How has Bella Donna changed?
Got older and tired.
Well, we all have that.
Well, it really has given me appreciation for women. Because as I've gotten older, um, like I said, I started out. I did a lot of Stevie Nicks and Janis Joplin, other stuff mixed in there too, Cher, whatever. I do different things. And I've tried to step away from because I did a lot of Stevie Nicks. So through the years, I've tried to step away and try to see who am I? Because there's a big difference in drag from then to now. I
Right.
feel like when
Mm-hmm.
I started,
Mm-hmm.
um, people were doing the personas that they wanted to be and emulate. I had a friend that loved Marilyn Monroe. He did a lot of, stuff like that was his character. You had Cher and people doing this kind of realness. Stevie Nicks.
Right.
Now I feel the drag queens are what's the word? That's their product kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Stevie created this whole image. Nowadays the drag queens, they're emulating Beyonce and that, but they're very much doing it like this is who I am.
Their own characters, their own
Yes.
person, right? Yeah. I agree
Mhm.
with
So I've seeing that I've tried to like what is it like who am I? Like what is my expression? It always comes. I am just as happy to get out there in chiffon and big hair and twirl. Like just have Stevie on and I could just do that all
that.
day, every day.
I would love to do drag at
Yeah.
Night of a Thousand Stevies. I would just need scaffolding and a team of like 8 people.
Well, yeah.
You know.
So that's changed too because, like I said, I appreciate because this is a lot, and as you get older, things change. You
Yeah.
go to put on lipstick, and it's over there because your lip, like it's the oh dear. Plus, you can't see.
Right.
So, but you can't wear glasses to put on makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing it less, but I still love it just as much.
Bella Donna, is there anything you want to tell us that we didn't think to ask you?
No, just like I said, soak it in and have fun. I used to, when I worked in stationery and I used to do people's invitations, I would always tell the bride, well, the family, that when they were coming in, just make sure you stop in the midst of everything because it's crazy. You're doing this, you're doing that. Just step back and just look at everything. Immerse yourself right there in the moment, not in what, like, take it in and appreciate that. It's like nothing else.
Love it.
Well,
So,
we
and
will
thank
be
you so much.
carrying you in spirit with us.
I will be there right with you in spirit. May 2nd.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We really appreciate it so much.
Thank you so
Well,
much. And have a
thank you.
pleasant evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you
We will
again.
have you back on the show for sure. We loved
Anytime.
chatting with you.
And I'm
And
enjoying seeing your episodes now. So
oh,
that's
thank you.
that's new to
Oh,
me.
appreciate that.
Oh,
We just
we
do it
have
for fun. We do it for
yeah,
fun too. We live 1,800 miles apart. If you watched our first episode, it tells the story of how we met. We still live, he's in Texas, I'm in Philly, but we've been friends for 30 something years. And we do this to spend time together mostly. But if people
yeah.
enjoy it, that's good too.
Well,
That's
it's incredible, and keep doing it. And thank you for doing it.
Oh, you're
oh,
welcome.
well, thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Well, until the next time,
With
Anthony.
Stevie Love.
We will see you all on the other side of the mirror.
Yeah.
Well, all right, said Alice.
I'm going back. Enjoy your life.
Love it.